this week. We'll see on Denzel.
Left tackle, should we check back Friday or Sunday?
Sunday at 1:02.
Back on Dwan's performance, though, what were you most pleased about, and what, and specifically that Hamilton play? What was that a miscommunication?
Miscommunication. Put that on me, us. That should not happen. But that's not on Dwan. I thought he, all things considered, playing the position for the first time, acquitted himself nicely. Can he get better? Absolutely. There's always things from a technique standpoint that you can improve.
Both Harbaugh coaches have a reputation of having very physical football teams. Do you see any similarities when you look at this Chargers team from a physicality standpoint to the team you just played, the Ravens?
I think you see a lot of similarities from Baltimore to the Chargers. Definitely look at, Coach Greg Roman being a former Baltimore offense coordinator. You see a lot of the run game. They use a defensive lineman at fullback very similarly. Offense on the other side of the ball, Jesse Minter was with Wink Martindale. So there's some different there's some similar scheme things that they do. There's plenty of differences, obviously, but you do see some similar schemes throughout.
AFC Offensive Player of the Week. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think any individual recognition or accolades that our guys get are great, and they also reflect well on the collective. So happy for Jameis and happy for what that means for the football team.
Look at the process of bringing in Jameis Winston at backup quarterback. Obviously, quarterback is the most important position, but backup is one player away from going in. Just what was maybe the prior relationship? Did you have a talk with him before signing him? And what was that kind of vetting process to make sure that he was the right guy to be the number 2?
Yeah, it's a long time ago in coaching years. I remember talking to Jameis as we were signing him, or prior to signing him. Don't remember the exact time, but Jameis, as you guys know, he's the same guy all the time, whether it's on the phone or in person or at 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. I mean, he has a ton of energy. He's got great enthusiasm for the game. Loves to talk football. Loves to talk X's and O's. So that was evident, and that's what the research said when we reached out to former teammates, former coaches. Everybody said the same thing.
Without divulging too much, is there anything that maybe stood out? Because obviously he's a personality to stood out from that conversation.
Nothing in particular. No, he's just he's got a great, for lack of a better term, enthusiasm for all things, football, life, you name it.
That translates to a belief throughout his teammates that not only him as a player, but maybe him as a person. He talks about faith and belief and all those things.
I think it's just authenticity. I think guys respond to authenticity regardless of what it looks like or sounds like or the content of what you're saying. I just think he's being himself.
Told us that Jameis will know he's rambling and he'll be like, stick with me here. You had one of those moments or maybe
Probably. But again, it just goes back to he's being himself.
Mentioned the other day that Jameis will continue to be the starter. Are you naming him the starter for the rest of the season, or was this a week to week?
Yeah, yes. But as you know, in football, we're all day to day.
Jeremiah, is there any update? What you see?
He was here today. He's home now. He's getting better, but no update past that.
Look at this football team. How hard does Harbaugh have these guys playing? Especially, I see defensively, their stats are amazing. Yeah, they're playing
very sound, Mary Kay, on all three sides of the ball. The defensive stats are really impressive. They're not giving up points. They're not giving up red zone drives. Just not a lot of plays in the red zone, so they're doing a great job. They're taking care of the ball on the other side. They're running it effectively. It's a huge challenge.
From Herbert on film.
We've played him before. We know what type of player he is. He's excellent decision maker, as good an arm as there is in football, I think. Has a good understanding of their offense. He's getting the ball to different players. He's very, very good.
McConkey, just what kind of challenges to see?
Yeah, talented young player, very fast. I mean, time, speed, and plays fast. Can catch the ball in a variety of areas, had a nice play at the back of the end zone, can catch option routes. They're utilizing him in a bunch of different ways. He's looks to be very trustworthy for the quarterback. He goes to him in a lot of situations, but a very, very talented player.
You mentioned Nick, his role in the pass protection, especially on that final drive on Sunday. Has he always been really good in that role?
Yes. Yeah, and it's just a matter of he needs to rest at some point. But he could, yes, he could be that role this week. He could be that role every week.
Is he to being back to a normal full workload? I know you guys have wanted to ease him in, but where's that at?
Yeah, I don't know that there's a number or a percentage, Daryl, other than to say he's now 1 week better than last week, and he's comfortable. He's getting tackled. He's sore and working through all the things that come with playing running back in this league.
Would you agree that some backs are better running with the quarterback under center than in the shotgun?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, historically that's definitely true.
He should benefit from more under center.
Potentially, I think Nick, to me, can run any scheme. But I think if you look around at running backs across time, there are guys that are better from the gun. Some are better from under center.
What impact has Michael Hall had in these 2 games he's played?
Yeah, I think he's given us some really nice reps on defense. You saw him there in some late moments where he was able to get near the quarterback, which is a challenge with some of the quarterbacks that we're facing. And then he's helped us on special teams as well. Been out there on punt return, been out there on kickoff.
How nice was it to have the interior of your O-line back together? And then we saw Joel's not practicing today. Is that anything to worry about?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have the interior, 3 guys. Yeah, he's battling an injury, so out today. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow.
Obviously, the trade deadline is less than a week away. Is that something you have to have conversations with the guys at all about? Do you talk about it all, or is it really not part of your day-to-day?
We really don't. We don't pay I don't pay any attention to that. I know guys are human, and there's some things that come across their phone, I'm sure, but we really control what we can control. We're not worried about the past. We're not so worried about the future either.
On Monday, you and Andrew don't talk a lot, but in all seriousness, though, this time of the year, what's the communication like with you?
Our wives are out to lunch right now, but we don't break bread. Yeah, I mean, Andrew and I, we talk every day. We talk about everything, but my number one job is to get this football team ready to play. So he keeps me in the loop, but on everything, having to do with generally managing the football team, but I'm not in the weeds with him.
Some size and physicality, which is different than some of the other skill sets you guys have. How does that help from a game plan perspective or quarterback perspective?
I think with all of your players, you're looking for skill sets, and with his size, he's a very physical player, and sometimes he's in and around the box. Sometimes he's physical on the perimeter. He's physical when he has a ball in his hand. So those are just traits that we're looking to use.
You say whether Denzel Ward would be available, or is he day-to-day?
Yeah, day-to-day. Come on, Murph, step in here. Thanks, guys.